gosh, the head librarian is going to terminate my employment if she sees this. Quick, help me put everything back. Welcome to the library. You know how to use the Dewey Decimal System, right? Well then, let's book it over to those 025s. I knew you were a bit clumsy, but this is a real blunder, a serious mishap, an actual catastrophe, a full-fledged flub-up. Sorry. I use synonyms as an alternative to swear words. Maybe we should flee. Just lean into it, you know? We'll be like Bonnie and Clyde, except instead of robbing banks, we'll mess up libraries. What am I saying? That's a terrible idea. Welcome to the library. Don't get me wrong, it's great to see you. I noticed you've finally grown into your ears, so that's, congratulations. But right now, I really need to get these books cleaned up. That was one way to break the ice. At least I'm not nervous about meeting up with you anymore. You know, because I'm too busy panicking over all the scattered books and broken stuff. But, hi, long time no see. How's life? I can't believe you're really here. I almost didn't recognize you. Well, actually, that's not true. I could never forget your face. Not even in a trillion years. Curiouser and curiouser. I knew you were a bit clumsy. Talk about a plot twist. I was expecting our reunion to be like one of those Nicholas Sparks novels. A bit more sweet, calm, less likely to get me fired. I knew you. I can't believe you're really here. Look, my hands are shaking. First date jitters. Not that this is a date, of course. I just mean, I'm happy you're here in a normal, friendly way. Well, I may not have grown up to be an explorer, or an adventurer, or a treasure seeker, or a gunfighter, but I'm proud of what I am. I am a librarian. Things sure have changed a lot since we were kids, huh? You're cooler than ever, and I finally got the boobs I always wanted. Do you know how heavy those bookshelves are? We could have been killed, or worse, banned from the library. So, do you like to travel? Me, I'm an armchair traveler. My library card is my passport to the wonderful and quite unpredictable world of books. This is fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine. Want to hear some word facts? A single piece of confetti is called a confetto. The word set has more definitions than any other word, and posynonym is a synonym for synonym. I organize my bookshelves by color. Take a look. It's my reading rainbow. This is great. I was looking for something to keep me occupied while I wait for my interlibrary loan to arrive. I joined a literature club in high school. It was super cute. At first. Then the club president had a nervous breakdown and threatened to delete us from the game files. Whatever that means. So, do you like to try? I joined a literature club and my monthly subscription box of Japanese snacks arrived. Do you want to come over and try them with me? Yay, I can't wait. Just promise you won't hog all the candy, or I'll get you. You were my favorite person when we were kids, and you're my favorite person now. Best friends forever. That was so romantic. Like something out of a novel. Although, if this were a novel, something terrible would most likely happen in the next scene in order to further the plot. Good thing this is real life. I know I'm an adult, but I still pretend I'm a mermaid whenever I go swimming. I am not ashamed. Look at you, big spender. You've certainly become more generous with age. I know I'm an adult, but I'll never forget the last time I saw you. I watched you through the car window as we drove away. It was pouring down rain. Then a sad song started playing on the radio. And you chased us down the road until you tripped and did a faceplant in the mud. I was a little worried that it might be hard to talk to you after all this time. But It's sort of like we just picked back up where we left off, isn't it? Remember when we found that abandoned treehouse in the woods? We used to swing across the creek on a rope and pretend we were crossing into a magical fantasy world. But then the rope broke, and we grew up. Want to know an embarrassing secret? I used to tell my classmates that I was dating someone from a different school and show them pictures of you. Maybe one day I'll take you to my class reunion, and we can finally convince them that I was telling the truth all along. I's been thinking about you. Sorry for all the library jokes. I'll put them on hold. Oops, there I go again. I just can't help myself. That was even more beautiful than the travel brochure described. Look at you, big spender. What's your deepest, darkest secret? I stole a book once. I skipped school and spent the whole day reading in my secret hideout, completely sucked in by the fantastical story of rock giants and racing snails and dog dragons. Sometimes I wish that story had never ended. You're even sweeter and funnier than I remember, and more of a troublemaker. Some people become so different when they grow up. But you just became more you. I'll never forget the last time I saw you. Remember when we found that I might die from embarrassment and shyness if I say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You were my first crush who wasn't a fictional character. Want to see my vision board? It's got all kinds of pictures of things that make me happy, and things I want out of life. And yes, there's a picture of me and you on there. I know it sounds a little hokey, but maybe that's what brought us back together. An old song came on the radio earlier, the one I listened to on repeat the summer we visited Hot Chocolate Lake for the last time. I wanna be your summer love, summer love. You know, that one. Meh, the book was better. I'm pretty miffed they left out the whole part about the dinosaur astronaut. Oh, don't get me wrong, I still had an amazing time with you. I definitely want to do it again. This is just like when Beast gave Belle her great big library. Oh, I've never felt so spoiled. Thank you. The library has more to offer than just books, you know. You could take out a movie, or a video game, or me. We're like Hermione and Ron, or Sherlock and Watson. The best of friends, destined to be lovers. Depending on which part of the story and or fanfiction you're reading. I was talking to my mom on the phone earlier, telling her about how we've reconnected. Suffice to say, she ships us. Also, she says hi. The library has more to offer than just books, you know. You could take... Thanks to my small stature, I get to dress up as Ribbit Reader during special library events. That's the library's mascot, by the way. It's a huge, hot, stuffy frog costume, and boy, do I love it. Any chance you're into girls dressed like animals? I could be your frog princess. I just got these new glasses frames. What do you think? I was going for a sexy smart thing, but I'm not sure. Judging by your expression, I'm guessing you like them? Now, what if I were to take them off and bite them a little? Remember when we were young, and people would always tell us that we were too young to know what love was? Do you think we're old enough now? Aw, I really appreciate this. No, really, I'm so grateful, so thankful. I owe you one. We're like... Look at us. A pair of old flames, a quiet library, in a quaint little town. All we need is a murder victim, and we've got ourselves a cozy mystery. We'll call it If Books Could Kill. Someday, I'd love to settle down in a nice house with a white picket fence and a garden for all my dogs. But I'd also love to run away to Japan and become an English teacher and live in one of those micro-apartments, you know? Oh, why can't I magically do both at the same time? When I think too hard about it, I just can't believe we found each other after so many years apart. It seems impossible. Then again, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. I double dog dare you to kiss me? Aw, I really appreciate this. My to-read pile is growing dangerously tall. If you don't hear from me tomorrow, it's probably because my books toppled over during the night and buried me while I slept. Don't mourn me. It's how I wanted things to end. Oops. Was I staring at you? Sorry. You're just, really cute. I'm beside myself. This whole thing is a dream come true. My to-read pile is... Someday, my to-read... I am very fond of you. In fact, I cherish you. I adore you. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. Okay, I'm so nervous to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I love you. Every time I see you, my heart does this happy little flutter. I feel like the luckiest girl on the planet. Remember that time we got married in front of that big maple tree? But then neither of us wanted to kiss because of cooties? I guess that means it probably wasn't legally binding, huh? Do you still have a bicycle? I'd love to ride on the handlebars again, for old time's sake. We could go to the corner store and get some snacks. You still like Pokey and Fountain Dew? Is it okay if I take some measurements? Not to ruin the surprise, but I'm knitting you a sweater, also matching socks. I almost did underwear too, but itchy is not the feeling I'm hoping to inspire in that area.